Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again for joining me here. Hoping a phenomenal day. Happy Monday to you. Looking here at Solana. Awesome stuff here, folks. There's no other way around it. We're going to discuss why Solana is likely to break its all-time high, potentially even on this push here. We're going to look at some liquidation levels too, kind of see where we're at there. But we're going to have to redraw out some new fib levels too, just on larger time frames to get perspective on where we're at, because I believe we're testing that 0.618 fib level. And we're just going to want to talk about that here. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. I hope you can learn something today. If you do want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site. Link down below. We got a lot of new members coming over. Thank you so much for jumping in and actually doing yourself a favor and watching my university videos first. You got to get a good foundation before you you got to learn to walk before you run, or crawl before you walk. However you want to look at it, trading is it's a unique science. So happy to help you out there. Let's quickly look here at the larger picture, because again, it's helpful to recognize that this 180 level has been swept. We talked about this a couple days ago and possibly even on Friday as well. The importance of liquidation levels. Okay, the more recent high just got swept here. That's why those can work as resistance levels. And then in most cases like this, we just see a sweep and the price can pull back. So not saying the price is going to pull back right now, but generally speaking, it's normal for the price to sweep that range and then to come back down to the most recent low. I'll talk about that here in a minute, but simply put, 180 has been swept. Heavy amount of liquidation has occurred there. We got 186, 187 as a larger, the second most largest amount there to be swept. So hypothetically, if you're going to consider taking profit, 185, 186 is a good target. Let's look at the last 7 days though, because this probably has changed a little bit since we last looked, which it has. We can see a lot of liquidation down as low as 165. I'm not proposing we're going to see 165 again, but if we do, that would be an awesome place to go ahead and grab some kind of long position. Either way, if we look at this here, the more recently, we can see 174 is that most recent low. So if you see the most kind of this range here, it'd be easier to show on the charts, but 175 was that high. That level's been swept, and now that's the new low. That's why we see a large amount of volume at that level. So 175, 165 are the two areas we want to pay attention to just in case the price does end up pulling back. But if we look at this here larger picture, we can kind of see that based on larger fib levels, we are soundly in that 0.618 to 0.786 fib level. The price will have a tendency of running pretty quick to that next resistance, because 0.618 is commonly a strong resistance, which it was. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. No, sorry, I miscount. 4 days, and today is the 4th day blasting through that range. So that's a positive sign. We can also see this previous support level turned resistance, turned support. So awesome stuff there too. So generally speaking, we're looking quite favorable here. Decent chance of when the price does pull back, the 175 mark would be an awesome consideration for a long. We've got to recognize too, we are also getting closer to our fifth leg up here, or sorry, our third leg up on Elliott wave. Basically just letting us know we could see an ABC corrective pattern soon once we top out. Now, where do we top out? It's hard to say specifically. Typically, we want to pay attention to volume to identify that. But right now, let's go ahead and double check. We're above all moving averages, just kind of standard stuff here. Stochastic RSI, while it's swinging down a little bit, not very strong at all. We can see RSI is getting closer to 70. Anytime we get at 70 or higher, we have continuation potential. So we can get above 70 in the RSI here soon. There's a strong chance we're going to run to that next resistance. Again, it's not always a guarantee, but when you get above 70 on the RSI, it's common for it to stay above that for 1 or 2 trading days, at least. But again, this being the daily time frame, it's a different story altogether. We'll talk about that later if we get there. I'm more so referring to the 4-hour time frame and how important that is. Let's go ahead and address that right now while we talk about it. So we can see we're up over 70 on the RSI for the moment, implying we have strong continuation potential now that we've broken that 0.618 fib level and through that resistance level. If you look at this most recent time frame here, May 16th at 2100 all the way to May 18th, that's roughly a day and a half's worth of trading above 70 on the RSI. Okay, and this is roughly 24 hours here. So hypothetically right now, we've probably got a good bullish convergence potential of the price action staying in this range probably for another 12 to 24 hours. So based on these things here, again, you don't take a trade based on that one thing. There's a stronger probability that Solana will continue further up and continue to push versus pull back. The stochastic hasn't even maxed out yet. MACD just converged here. These are all strong signs. We're over the 20-day SMA here as well. Really good factors here, kind of all swinging in our favor. So strong probability we're going to see the price action for Solana continue up for these reasons. You do got to recognize, again, there is some liquidation as low as 175 and 165, which is, oh no, sorry, that's 165. 175 is right here too. So we got 2 liquidation levels that we could and should pay attention to. This doesn't mean the price is going to, not look back, but it's certainly a distinct probability, especially with that level here being broken. Good chance we'll see that retest there. So I think 175 would be an optimal place to get in. I'm going to consider a long at roughly 175. I'll set my alert there just to see if it's worth getting in at that point. Okay. And that could be another $24 to $40 from now. And that could also be the top too. Keep in mind, if the price continues further up here, we could be at the top of our Elliott wave pattern because we still haven't established this top yet. And once that occurs, it's typically followed by an ABC. Okay? So we got to recognize that's coming next here, likely if the price were to pull back. And it would make sense that these liquidation levels would be our ABC targets, 175 and 165. So again, just some things to kind of think about. Once more, it's usually best to just be patient and wait. Try not to FOMO in right now. It'll probably continue higher. I mean, I've said don't FOMO in a couple of times already, and the price keeps going up. So truth is, you can generally do that and have some good success. But I feel like we're getting close to our local top here for Solana before our next pullback, prior to the next leg up afterwards. Either way, looking at this here, you do not short this coin. Lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines over the baseline. There's every single reason to consider a long position versus a short. So if you take a long now or at 175, either one will probably do fairly well. Once more, a lot of things can happen between now and then. If Bitcoin decides it wants to yank back, that's a different story altogether. Okay? So we got to be cautiously optimistic here, but also make sure that you don't use don't use high leverage or position sizing. Low leverage and low position size is king, right? I mean, we've taken a lot of profit here recently on majority of all of our trades here this month because we use low leverage and we're able to survive these ebbs and flows. Because the weird thing about this market right now, Solana doesn't reflect it too much, but this weekend was really funky. Showing truly bullish Friday, Saturday, and then on Sunday we just saw this little Bitcoin dominance increase. The price of most alts dumped. In fact, we triggered a stop loss on one exchange for one of our trades, but the other 3 exchanges were still open. So it gives you an indication of how funky the market is. We're seeing some really aggressive candle wicks. So that was a KuCoin stop loss there, but everything else is still open for our RDNT trade. Anyways, at this point here, we're looking good. Solana, I think, is absolutely more likely to continue further up. So just pay close attention. All right, cool, folks. We'll take a look at this here again later today and keep things moving forward. So deeply appreciate you liking the video, commenting below, and just absolutely being an awesome part of my life. Thanks again so much for that. Keep in mind, we do have a Discord, Telegram, Twitter, TikTok, pretty much every single platform that you'd like to consider is available. Also, thank you to my Twitter followers too. Finally got 1,000 followers here. Only took a year to get there. Not too bad. Hopefully it takes a lot less to get to the next one. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you the next one. Bye-bye.